Welcome back to Bigfoot Society. In this episode, I talked to Greg for a special members only episode about his strange experiences he had in the Boundary Waters region of Minnesota. Bigfoot Society members will hear the whole episode in a few minutes. However, if you're on the public feed, you'll hear a few minute teaser. If you'd like to hear the whole episode, you can head on over to patreon.com/the Bigfoot Society or hit join on the YouTube channel member page, tier 2 and above. Let's get on with the show. This is a really interesting one. Not a lot of things come from Minnesota, so enjoy, and we'll see you next time.
My cousin and I, we're both kind of outdoorsmen, and we decided we're going to go up and camp in the winter on Eagle Mountain, which is the highest point in Minnesota, in northeastern Minnesota, and it is now inside the Boundary Waters canoe area. Wilderness. So at the time, it was not inside the wilderness area, and you could take snowmobiles into it. Later on, they expanded the Boundary Waters to include Eagle Mountain, so you can no longer do that. But I had been in there before by ski. There's just one trail that goes in there. It's kind of a rolling hills, all completely forested. And it goes up to the mountain, and then you can climb the hill up to the highest point. And in Minnesota, that's not very high. I forget what the exact elevation is. But it does have a commanding view all around. You know, you get up on there, and you can see no civilization on top of there. I mean, zero, not one single building. Anyway, so we got there and took the snowmobile and pulled a sled with all our stuff on it in there and set up a tent at the base of the hill. And we were there a couple days, and we were running low on a couple things, so we decided we're going to go to the nearest town, which is Grand Marais, Minnesota. And so we took the sled back out the trail to the parking lot and went down to Grand Marais and got some stuff and came back. And by the time we got back, it was dark, and we're driving the sled back to the tent on this little rolling trail. And, you know, going into that place and out, both times we saw no vehicles. You know, it's a very remote area. So anyway, we're driving the snowmobile down this trail, and we're probably about halfway back, and all of a sudden the sled just quits, just flat quits. And, you know, that's kind of weird. So we're sitting there, and then all of a sudden we started to hear these strange, you know, I don't know how to describe them, as hoots or something that I'd never heard before or since then. And it's stuck in my mind ever since then. So, you know, we're sitting there listening to these, you know, it's not continuous or anything, you know, it's like every few seconds, and the whole woods was completely silent. You know, there was no wind. It was just like dead calm and very eerie. You know, it just seemed like there was something weird going on there at that time.
Please take a minute to help out the show by subscribing on YouTube, making sure you hit the bell so you don't miss any notifications, and share the episode on YouTube with a friend. Also, if you're listening to us on a podcast, thank you so much. Make sure that you're subscribed, share the show with a friend. Really, it's all about sharing the show wherever you can. If you've had a Bigfoot encounter related to the following or know someone who has, please reach out to me at bigfootsociety@gmail.com or pass on my email. Here's the list. All right, Bigfoot Society, if you have an encounter, a sighting, anything weird, Bigfoot related or not Bigfoot related, that's happened in a state forest in Iowa, reach out to me directly, bigfootsociety@gmail.com. The focus is state forests in Iowa. Thank you. A special thank you to all the Bigfoot Society Patreon and YouTube channel members. It's your support that helps keep the show going, and I extremely appreciate it. If you want to join in the fun, you can join over at patreon.com/the Bigfoot Society. I'll see you there. And again, thanks for listening.
her and I can get on here and we can tell our stories. Maybe there's somebody else out there listening that's too afraid to tell their story. Maybe this will give them the courage to come out and not feel so bad about it. Who cares what anybody thinks? I know what I saw. I know what's out there. That's all I care about.
Please let people know. Please let them know. If you ever see one of these things, you need to tell. Because if you don't, then shame on you. You know? Shame on you.